Hello.
Yeah, that's your name.
Squirrels got me.
Big Jim.
Yeah.
Really cold and fun.
Cold and fun.
Cold and fun.
That's good that you think that of it, because that's what deer hunting typically is cold and fun.
Yesterday morning, I'm glassing up on the pass, and I see these deer moving. And I'm like, ooh, there's some deer moving. All of a sudden, I just see this person just head down, just hauling ass, wearing shorts and a T-shirt with a pack on. And I'm like, is that Tard? My dad always talks about floating through the woods like the autumn breeze.
So Robert's
when you're
the
275 pounds, I don't know how you do that, but
the Freightliner. It's just like a creeper. You're just kind of up in the corner watching what's going on down there.
Yeah.
You know,
he's like,
he's up there slapping it, pissing all over everything.
Is it warm yet?
How did you know the name of the actor?
I know.
How did you say his name?
Hervé Villechaize.
You know what Pertnear means.
If you know what Pertnear means and you live in America, you're a redneck too.
Welcome to the Log Talk Podcast, brought to you by Pertnear Outdoors. It's that time of year. It's that time of year where we all need to be thinking about, do we have everything we need to hit the woods? Chances are you don't, and if you think you do, you probably could use some more. So how about you go over to thehuntworks.com and check out all the incredible products these guys are carrying. This is a great family, local store. Dan and Steve Dunnigan, a couple hardworking sumbitches. They are now carrying archery equipment, everything from bows to arrows to broadheads, quivers, you name it. So on top of all the great tree stands and box blinds that they're carrying, they're now a full-on archery dealer, and really recommend that you check these guys out for your next big purchase. Head over to thehuntworks.com to see what they've got for sale, or if you're local in the Rochester area, head on over to their store in East Rochester on Dispatch Drive and check them out. They are on social media, The Huntworks, and also online, like I said. And if you purchase anything online, you can use promo code FEEDIN'Em to get 5% off, and that's FEED, FEEDIN, INUM, 5% off. Feed 'em.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 202 of the Log Talk Podcast. And Billy and I are here with you on this rainy Sunday morning in preparation for our ShedFest event next week. Welcome, Billy.
Howdy doody.
I'm glad you're there, and I'm here with the kids having a bounce house fest upstairs in the family room or the living room. I just soon not be in the middle of that.
Well, when all else fails and they're driving you up the wall, you just say, "Hey, do you guys want the bounce house up?" Yeah.
Oh my God.
Chaos will ensue.
Yeah. Last weekend when we had him, I had him going with the pellet gun. Kate didn't want to shoot it. I bought a pellet rifle, an air rifle, and we had a target set up, and we were doing some shooting, and we had some movie on, a Disney movie probably or something for Kate. We were out in the garage, and I got the sound bar out there. When the music would come on, they wanted to stop shooting and do a dance party, so we danced for a while, and then Billy and I'd go back to shooting, and we had more fun out there. That occupied the heck out of him. Billy, he got scoped for the first time. Did he tell you about that?
Yeah, he did. Which how do you get scoped with an air rifle?
Well, I'm saying apparently it has a little kick. But it did. I mean, it kicks a little bit, but he was hugged right up on, and then, so I explained eye relief to him and the fact that you need, I showed him with my fingers, you got to be this far away. And I explained to him what happens, if you're not, and how, as far as what you can see and can't see. So we did a little lesson on the proper use of scopes, and we put him back in there, and away he went, and he was fine. After I repositioned him too. It's an adult rifle, and he was only 3.5 feet tall or whatever. So it was. But he did good. He shot very well. Shot that aggressor target right in the face. He said, "I'm gonna shoot him in the face, Grandpa." He did.
Good stuff.
That was fun. So Kate, when she's ready, she'll step into it. She didn't seem to have any interest. So.
No, she's a girly girl.
Yeah. Well, speaking of interest, How are we looking for the ShedFest? Why don't you run us through the details on that? That's coming up quick on us here. As far as the event, where it is, when it is.
Yeah. Next weekend, Sunday the 21st at Windy Brew. Going to be, any of those of you who have been to it in the past, going to be pretty similar setup and how we're going to do it. We'll run it from noon to 4, and we'll have Dallas and Ben Williams will both be there doing some scoring. So we'll have categories with prizes for the top winners in each category. So we'll have best side, best match, best deadhead, and then we added a category this year for best bag. So we had some joking internally with the family last couple of years, where Uncle Tim, he's an avid shed hunter, but hardly ever finds anything of real big size. And we've got a couple ringers in this group that have won the last few years that have got some good property and some good areas to shed hunt. And, so Uncle Tim's like, if we had a quantity category, maybe I'd have a chance. So we'll try that this year and see how that. I have no idea what to expect.
If anybody will come in with a bag of bone or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I did pretty well in the month of January, and I haven't found a single shed since. Well, I don't know. I found a couple, but like old sheds.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that it's been a really hard year for shed hunting because it was so mild, and
yeah.
I'm not really seeing. I mean, I'm not that active on social media at this point, and I'm not posting stuff, and we're not kind of pumping this thing as much as we have in the past. So I don't really have a good read on what people have, but like the guys that have won in the past, like Shane, I know he found a couple good ones, but he hasn't been posting anything, of him finding anything insane. So I'm not sure what to expect from people bringing things in, but
yeah, he did find at least one really good. I think it was a set, wasn't it? Didn't he find a? Did he find a match set? But it was really good, which is typical for Shane. He always comes in with some tremendous antlers. So,
yeah, I'm hoping. I don't know if I don't know the people personally, but a couple weeks ago, somebody on Burrow Road, which is right around the corner from where our farm is, did find Norwood. So they found Norwood.
Oh, really?
Sheds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in a way, it was kind of a relief because we were all kind of, when we had time, out venturing trying to find his sheds, but we lost him there for like a week or two, which seems to be normal for him. Over this last year, he's very regular, and then all of a sudden he'll disappear. And so he did that right around when we had that wicked weather, middle of January. He left, and then he came back. Pretty obvious it was him, body wise and everything, his characteristics, and he had no horns. And so we were just racking ourselves trying to figure out like where the hell did he go. We had a feeling he went that way because there was some corn that was chopped, or not chopped, but combined pretty late. And historically, he's really liked corn, especially during the winter months. And sure enough, they found his sheds over on that side. It was just inside in the woods where a bunch of apple trees were, where there was a lot of apples on the ground. The deer had been feeding in there. So
is that near Nick's place over on Nick's side or the other side?
No, well, Nick's property borders ours, so his is right there. It's probably a mile from where.
Oh, okay.
Mile and a half from where we actually, frequently get pictures of him and have a feeling where his kind of core range is. But so I don't know. Well, hopefully those folks, maybe they'll come and bring them. It'd be really cool to be able to see those and put our hands on them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the event. I think it'll be fun. Have not had the time to invest into it this year. Just things are very busy. I know you've been busy too, working on the barn and that. And so really the goal of next weekend is just to have a good time. We're going to have some good prizes. We're going to get some stuff from the Hunt Works to raffle off. And then Sean Burdick and his group will be there from the Upper Genesee branch of the Deer Association. We'll have their game boards. I think we're really going to focus on them this year. We always busted them out at the end, like in the last hour or so,
right? The
last few years. And like, they're a riot. Like
anybody people love them, and the prizes are great, right?
Yeah. So what they are is they've got you've got a value. Let's say you got a value of $500, and he takes a deck of cards, and the prize value would be about $500, and he's got there's a better term for it, but I call it a game board, and it's got a whole bunch of items of different, you got coolers, chainsaws, guns, ammo. You pick whatever you want if you're the winner. And we've done those the last few years, but we don't do them right till the end. And it's, it's either people have already spent all their money, or we just run out of time and don't get to any more. So I think we're going to spend more of our time this year doing them. And as far as the actual fundraiser piece for the Deer Association, and then with I think our main raffles, I don't know if you've chatted with Steve or given any more thought to it. I know you've been busy as hell too this week. Basically everything comes together this week.
I ran our idea by him where last year we did 2 bows.
Yeah.
And the bows were, the raffle we did last year, they were the previous model year bow, right? So they were leftover 22s, and leftover 22s, and you could either I think we did them on a deck of cards on one of those boards, didn't we? And you bought a card for I don't know, it was $20 or $25 or something.
Yeah.
So you bought a card. We sold the 52 cards, and then we drew a winner, right? We pull a card, and then we flip the board over to see who the winner is. And they write. I think they wrote their name on the card or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, we did a 52 deck of cards, and then you either could pick a bow, or you could get store credit for what we paid for the bows. And Nick Scott won last year, and he instead of taking either of those bows, he took store credit and he bought up to a signature series, brand new bow. So. And stopped by and showed it to you and I when we were rebuilding your front porch. He stopped by.
That's right.
Yeah, so he was very thrilled with that. So this year, our thought is that we add a crossbow to that. So your choices would be either of the 2 bows, whether, they just picked up Hoyt, so whether we'll do a Hoyt or, they've got PSE and they have several other brands that they're selling, right? So if we do a bow, either bow or a crossbow, and if you don't want any of those 3 items, you can get store credit for what we paid for that, and then do anything from putting it towards like a buck up blind or, ladder stands or whatever somebody might want, or maybe they want to buy up to a different bow or a different model crossbow is.
Yeah.
So
I love the idea. I think we do that. Those will be our main raffles, and we'll if we can get confirmation this week, Dad, on what those items will be early in the week, and we can put a post out there about what those items will be, just so people know. And for me personally, I think I don't know that I want a new bow right now, but I would love to have that store credit for the Huntworks to go and buy their stands or sticks, or put it towards another blind of some sort.
It pretty much buys you a buck hut if you don't. If
right.
you didn't, it's just that we don't want to haul a buck hut out to Windy Brew, right? So
no, it works. It works great. So I think that's a fun raffle to do. It works out really well, and
so we'll do that. We'll have some door prizes, right? Or some, yeah. And what were your thoughts on the stadium cups? Were we gonna do a raffle where you buy a stadium cup and you get a ticket for like a turkey seat?
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we can certainly do that. That doesn't. I was thinking we'd just do the door prizes like we've done in the past, where you get the stadium cup, you get you get a ticket in your cup. That's your door prize ticket, and we'll just have a handful of items up there that we'll draw.
All right.
Draw names on, and we could do that for the turkey seat if we wanted to. But I don't know. I'd rather. I don't know. We're talking through thoughts that I have not collected at this point, but I would rather have people spend their money on the raffles with Sean,
right,
and the main raffles we're going to do than have sidebar door prize stuff like that.
Well, the venue too. If you look at it, the venue, you don't know what the weather is going to be, but it is for all intents and purposes, it's an indoor event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's tight in there, and it's loud in there, and it's hard to facilitate too many different types of raffles, right? So if we keep it simple, focus on some good conversation and reconnecting with our friends, from the deer. There's certain people that I see there every year that I really have grown to look forward to catching up with them, and it's the only time of the year I see them. And I know between Sean's raffle, let him handle that. We'll do our big raffle, and then we'll do some door prizes. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
we'll be measuring sheds, and tell us about the new attendee you're going to have. Like they're going to do a 3D image of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put a post up this week about it on our Instagram page. I forget, I think it's PKM something. I think is the name. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm drawing a blank. My buddy Ryan Cal, he lives right almost directly across from Windy Brew. He's a pretty interesting guy, and I think he's a machinist, or he was a machinist at a point, but he took interest in 3D printing, and he built, him and his friend bought a 3D printing setup, a pretty high end one, and with the plans to just build and try to design some unique things, and then somehow came across the idea, or had the idea to make replica 3D prints of trophies of animals, of Euro mounts or shoulder mounts, shed horns. So he had done a few, and then he asked me if I had any that I wanted to have done, and if he could sponsor some prizes at ShedFest. So he will be there, and he'll have his camera and stuff set up, and he'll be able to, if you bring your sheds, or if you want to bring a Euro mount, or you got a deadhead, anything you want to bring that you'd like to have him scan, he can take the pictures there, and he can actually do the printing for you after. And I believe he's got the website set up and stuff now where you can actually do the transactions through there. But incredible little. I'm kind of obsessed with him because
it's the detail is unbelievable.
Yeah, the detail is phenomenal, and like I've got the little setup behind the little saw blade right by my desk out there.
Yep.
In the back room. So I've got all my Euro mounts back there, but then he made me replicas of my muley and my 2 New York bucks, and put little magnets with little pedestals that you can stand them on. And then the other night when I was messing around and made that video, I was looking at the saw blade because I don't have like a shelf or anything to put those horns on. And I was like, ooh, magnet metal saw blade, So
yeah, put them right
on
on there.
Yeah, it looks cool as hell. It's on the blade, and I just stuck them to it. And somebody comes over and you're like looking at the mount up on the wall, and I can grab it and I can hand it to somebody and say, like, you can put it in your hand. I think it's a 1/10 replica of it, is about what the size changes, But so here, like, he made me 2 of my muley, because he made one as a test and then wanted to, he printed a finished one.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about it. I think I'm gonna get a picture printed of that muley of Chris Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna give that to him as a gift, and he can have that little replica Euro mount.
Yeah, so he's got a mount. Yeah.
Right. So like that's the cool stuff you can do with these things, where there's whether there was a moment you shared with somebody, or you want to have something of your own, like that hunt in particular in Colorado, to experience that with one of my best friends in an adventure he'd never done before. He has those memories, but he doesn't have anything sitting at his house. So I can, get a nice frame picture of the 2 of us on the side of the mountain with the deer. And I can give him that little replica mount, and he can put it right on his desk that he works at every day. So, it's really neat. And, I'm excited that Ryan's doing that. I'm excited he's going to be there. Cause I think this crew of people will get pretty excited about that.
Yeah. This crowd's going to love that. And I'm bringing the Euro mount of the archery buck I got this past year, and I if he's busy, I'm going to let him do other people's. I can catch up with him another time, but I'd like him to scan mine and make a couple. I think I had told you about it because I was that particular weekend I was hosting PA Jim and Tim Sisak from PA as they did a New York archery hunt. And and those guys are the only ones at the camp. Like, they had come back early and were there when I shot it and helped me on the recovery, etc. And we had such a fun time. We did a podcast after that. But I thought the same thing. It'd be really cool to have some of those replicas made, because they were in on the hunt, and I'd put them with a picture, like mount them on a plaque. I'd make something up, because I got a nice picture that Tim did with. He set his camera up beautifully and had all 3 of us in. It was a great picture. So I kind of wanted to make those guys a little keepsake as you say, we have pictures from that, but if they had a little something in their office, it would be a nice little token, So I think it's so cool. It's a great idea too for this guy to be there and have that as our prize. And I know we're going to do that for. Let me see. I think we're doing the 3D image and a Pertnear cap for the prize, right? For first, second.
Yeah, and I've got, I don't know, there's some other stuff coming in the mail. A guy that I've gotten to know through social, Ryan Smith is his name, I believe, and it turns out he's from Honeoye.
Oh, really?
Originally, that's how him and I connected. I don't know, somehow he found our page, but he runs, I believe it's Arizona. I got I'm talking to you on my phone, so I don't have it in front of me. But he, whenever I get the stuff that's on its way, he shipped it like a week ago through USPS. But he didn't tell me what he was making for us. He asked me for our logo, and that he was going to make some things to send for the
oh, nice
contest. So I have no clue what he's sending. But I know he made multiple of them, one for each person.
Well, what's he do? What's his business?
He's a guy. He does some guiding.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I don't really I was searching through his page trying to figure out what it might be, and I have no idea what. So it's kind of neat. So you're going to get the winner of each category will get a replica made. They will get a Pertnear hat, and quite frankly, I've got a box of. You have the hats, but I've got some shirts and stuff. Like I'm looking to move this stuff. I shut the website down with the store. I just don't. It was costing me money. I'm not. Trying to make money by selling stuff like that right now. So I'll have some things, and we'll make sure that the winners are taken care of and have a few items to take home beyond just the replica. But whatever Ryan is sending us, they'll get one of those too. So
nice.
Yeah, and then you'll just have the honor that you won your category. Like there's some value to that.
Oh, there sure is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if everyone who's listening can't tell, we're we're trying to continue to do this event in particular because it's really become our favorite event that we had done over the last few years. But with everything going on, there's only so many hours in the day, and I think it's important to us that we love this community, we love the group. What'd you do, Dad?
I'm back.
What are you doing?
Well, I was trying to see what Jimmy sent us. I thought maybe he had a hot turkey video, but
that couldn't wait. It was kind of rude for you to interrupt.
I was excited.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll let it go. But I was trying to make a point, and you just
no. I remember your point. You were saying that it's like we're trying to keep this thing going, and we're both you with baseball. This is a really hard time for you because you are. When's your opener? That's got to be in end of April, 1st of May.
Well, I mean, everything's going right now. The problem is that it's leading up to. So I took over the youth baseball as a commissioner here in Attica, and it's just a lot of work. It starts in mid-January, and it just is nonstop things that need to be done in order to get the league up and running, sanctioned, umpire scheduling, your team schedules, putting teams together, ordering jerseys, making sure the fields are ready to play on, coordinating coaches, and making it's just. And you're
also coaching, right? So
yeah.
So you have all that going. Plus, you've got to coach your team, but there's a lot going there.
The coaching piece is easy. I mean, I'm coaching t-ball. There's not a lot to it, and we're not going to start for another couple weeks. But there's just a lot going on right now. So and everybody's heard my soapbox on all that. You can only do so much with the time you have. But
how'd your umpire training? Did you complete that? Are you officially an umpire yet, or
no? I bailed on it.
Quitter.
It came. Yeah, I know, right? No, that was actually quite extensive. Which is not surprising. I mean, you're going to be an umpire and get paid to do it and be certified. It's it's a commitment. And I went through the first 3-4 weeks of the program, and almost every night it was like every week for 6 weeks, one night a week from 7 to 9. I was the training, and I started out, and it just got to be I was having conflicts because I was going to school board meetings and for work, and then it was conflicting with our local, AYA, the
Mhm.
Attica Youth Athletics meetings, and then it was taking me away from home. So it was a lot. And then it dawned on me, like I was starting to get excited about it because I love the game of baseball. And I left one of the trainings and I called Sarah and I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about like you can make decent money. You can make $100 a game if you're doing a high school game, a JV or varsity. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind doing, one game a week or something. And she's like, it was just silence on the phone. And she's like, how are you going to find the time to do that? And then I'm like driving home the rest of the way at, 9:15 at night across Wyoming County. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm like,
I know that's what you were telling me. You're like, yeah, you can, you make a little bit of money. I'm like, you don't have time for one more thing.
No,
you really don't.
And then, so take a step back from it all. And it's like, I want to be able to, all these things that we just talked about, I want to be able to say, hey, it's Sunday. I want to go over to the farm and cut wood for 2 hours.
Right.
Like, I want to be able to do that and not be like, oh, I have all these other things because I didn't have time to do that stuff during the week. I have to do this now. Like, that's where my priorities are at right now.
Well, you know what? I mean, I have no doubt that someday you will umpire baseball, and I think you'd be great at it. And obviously, you've always had the passion for the game, but that'll come in time, right? I mean, like right now, you're trying to run the league too, your youth baseball league, and when you're done with that and your kids are older, and if you want to stay involved, I could see you doing it then. Life changes as you move on, but you can't cram everything into now. This is, as a parent, this is some of the most demanding times when your kids are at this age, and kudos to you and Jimmy because you've devoted far more time than I probably did. Like, I mean, I didn't stop doing what I was doing. I just took you with me.
Right.
But also, it's a different day, right? With both, you and Sarah working full time and having your professions and sharing the duties on the kids. So it's a different day, but yeah, you were probably smart to back out of that and save it. Put it on your bucket list. You can do it later.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that Sarah and I do that is not normal, really, from what general people do, is we're both training for races too, and that takes 10, 12 hours a week if you look at all the workouts combined.
Which is a lot of time, yeah.
Yeah, so we're both doing it, and she was trying to train for a marathon, and she ended up backing out on that because it was just, she was getting to the point in the training where it was all the, 16, 18, 19-mile runs, and it's just, the battery is just empty, and so she backed. I'm bummed for her because she'd been training for like 10, 12 weeks, and she was doing pretty well. But I totally get it. It's one thing to do half marathons or some of the stuff that we're doing,
right.
But doing those long runs is a lot. So, but we'll see. So it's all good. It's all good, and I getting back to ShedFest next weekend. That's what it's all about, is the community we've built, and we're going to get together and have a good time and support a local business there at Windy, which is awesome, and have some fun. And I think I want to keep this podcast relatively short. And what the other thing I want to kind of put on people's radar is what's coming in the coming months for some different events. And I know the Upper Genesee branch put out that their date. They're doing it a month later this year, their archery shoot. So instead of May, usually it's like the third Saturday in May, they're doing it. I don't know if it works out to be the third Saturday in June, but it's June 15th is their archery shoot and big raffle that they've done the last few years. So I'm happy about it because June's a little bit better of a month for me than May is. So I'm pretty happy that they moved it to June. So I would definitely encourage people to put that on their radar. I mean, I've been to the last 2 years. Maybe I missed a year.
Yeah, year before last we missed.
Okay.
Last year we were there, and you were there in 2021.
Right. The first year I was there, I missed the year after, and then last year I was there. Last year, I mean, that unbelievable event. So
you could not have asked or ordered worse weather. It was like the worst weather you could
Pouring
possibly.
rain.
Yeah, short of a tornado, and the place was mobbed.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been more mobbed, but I mean, it was like the stuff they gave away. That it was unbelievable. It was a heck of an event.
Yep, a phenomenal event. Everything was just a blast about it, and I'd like to try to get more of our community of folks down there
To support Sean and take part in that.
Yeah, because they've been such a supporter of us, and ultimately, you know, we can say that they've been a supporter of us, but we've been a big supporter of them. I mean, we've raised a lot of money for that branch over the last few years, and it's because we believe in what they're doing, and you know, they're not just about, you know, the deer side of things. They're about the community and supporting the community that they're in there in the Wellsville, Allegheny County area. You know, they're doing some great things with supporting some scholarships and giving back to the school and supporting kids that are interested in getting into biology and the outdoors and things like that. So I'm all about supporting them. We've turned our focus, you know, when we started out with Pertnear Outdoors, a lot of what we were doing, we were finding a lot of value in raising money for the Turkey Association, and we did some stuff for BHA and for other groups. But then, man, we really connected with Sean and built a relationship with them. And it's like, let's just keep this local. And these guys are doing it. Their reasons are for the right reasons, and just started, you know, supporting them 100%. And it's been great. And so I definitely would love to get some people to come down with us there on June 15th to Wellsville. And you don't have to shoot your bow. I've never shot down there because I'm always doing something with the podcast, and we'll be podcasting again this year. But definitely,
they put together a heck of an archery course, and I was down there with the Hunt Works last year, and you had the booth right across from me. But you know, we were kind of working the show, so you know, neither one of us shot. I didn't even really get to get out and walk the range, but the returning archers would come by our booth, and so I had a chance to talk to some of them, and yeah, it sounds like it was a great course.
Yeah. So there's that. There's an event that they haven't announced it yet, and I don't know all the details, but June 1st is another date to set on your calendar. National Deer Association and Meat Eater are going to be doing a habitat day down in Pennsylvania, just over the border, near Warren, PA. So there'll be some more information about that, and Sean may even have some details on it next weekend at ShedFest. But it sounds like they're going to do a tree planting down there, which would be kind of cool. So I think I may be trying to go to that. We'll see.
Yeah, I've got that on my calendar as well.
It's on mine as well. So I don't know if I'll be able to spend the whole day there, but I'll definitely be hopefully trying to go down for a bit. And then lastly, I haven't officially signed up, but I'm fairly certain that I'm going to be going to Huntstock in July. Sarah and I talked about it yesterday, and she's not working that weekend, and we don't have anything on the calendar. So I want to lock it in, but I really, really want to go to that event this summer. Missed it the last 2 years with Pat doing it, and I'm very excited about.
Well, you're talking about the one that's coming to New York, right? To Verona.
Yeah, Huntstock. Yeah. Yep.
Because this will be the first year in New York, which is great for us to have it that close.
Yep. So I think I'd like to try to go up there. That's a multi-day event. It's one of its kind. There's really nothing. I mean, it kind of has the feeling of what a total archery challenge is, as far as like a community hunting event, but it's totally different. It's not about really the archery aspect. It's about all things hunting, and there's seminars, there's raffles, there's live entertainment with, you know, live podcasts, things of that nature. So very cool event. And there'll be a lot of people there that are, you know, some pretty big names in the hunting space, especially in the realm that we're interested in, not necessarily the TV personalities, but the people that are some of the hard-nosed, you know, deer trackers from the Northeast and the kind of the hunt the style we are, not the Midwest big names, but the people from the Northeast that are starting to get more and more information out there about them and what they do. And those folks are fascinating to me. You know, the ADK trackers and the Big Woods Bucks guys, like they're very involved in this event. So definitely excited to hopefully be going to that one. So if anybody's interested in going, reach out to Dad or I, or Jimmy should go because it's right down the road from his in-laws. So
he was talking like he was going to go and stay at his in-laws.
It would be easy. It would be easy for him because he could just go down there during the day and then go back at night to be with wife and kids.
Well, you and Dallas were possibly going to present there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I floated that by. I mean, that was a late night conversation with Pat, and then me and you jumped on the podcast together. But I would take the opportunity to present like we did at the Deer Association at their little educational piece about how we approach our hunts, our group hunts in Pennsylvania, and just the strategy behind it. Because I don't really hear a lot of people talking about those sorts of hunts and the sort of strategy you can put behind it. And I feel like I know it's been extremely successful for us as a group over the last 6 to 8 years as our group has grown, and then the technology that we've started using to help design and plan and strategize the hunts. It's been a huge game changer for us, and it's very attainable for any group of people to want to get together and start a tradition or learn how to do these things.
When you've presented at the NDA, you presented on like a DIY, mountain hunt, right? And we go in for a few days with a large number of guys, cover a tremendous amount of acreage and square miles, right? But the other piece is that you might want to add to the presentation is like scaling it back to that 1 day hunt. Like we have a traditional hunt that we do the day after Christmas, and it involves us really the same number of guys. You're talking 15 to 18 guys just on our side. I think there was 12 or 14.
Hold on a second. Yes, bud. Okay, we're losing.
We're losing it. Yeah.
This is going to end here quickly.
Well, yeah. So we have to bring him down, put him on.
Yeah, come here, guys. Grandpa wants to talk to you.
Oh, there's my man.
All right, hold on. We got to make room for
Hey,
Kate.
Bill Dan.
Here's Princess Peach right here.
You guys want to be? Oh, look at her. She's beautiful. Hi, Cater.
Say hi to Grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa.
Hi. How are you guys today? You been playing in the bounce house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know?
I know because I see it all. I watch you constantly. Oh, my
What's
God.
that?
What's that?
How did that happen?
Because I went like this. I don't know. I did thumbs up and it did a celebration. I don't know.
That's weird.
It was weird. But hey, so we'll wrap it up and let you get to have some time with the kids. And I think suffice it to say we're going to have a fun time, a lot of good conversations.
Hey, how did that happen?
We'll have some beers. We'll have some pizza. We'll have lots of whitetail talk and some prizes. And we look forward to seeing everybody, right, Bill?
Yeah.
We're starting at what, 1 o'clock? We're starting at 1 o'clock? Noon.
4.
Noon to 4. Oh, look at that, Kate. That's wonderful. What do you got in closing, Bill?
I hope the rest of the day goes well.
I hope so too. Bill Dan, you got anything to close with? Any thoughts? Are you looking forward to shooting that pellet gun again when you come out to Grandpa's? Yeah.
We're doing a podcast. Do you have anything to say? Do you guys have anything to say?
No.
Can you say feeding them? Can you say?
What do you have to say, Kate?
I want to do a joke.
You want to tell a joke? Tell us a joke.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Why does the chicken have to cross the playground?
Can you repeat the question, Dad?
Why does the chicken have to cross the playground?
Oh my God, I don't know. I've never heard that one.
Yeah, there is this baby playground.
He had to get to the baby playground?
And he got killed.
And he got killed.
Oh. Did he get killed by your brother?
I want to do it.
Okay, Billy's got a joke.
All right,
okay.
And then we'll close with that.
No, Billy's got a joke.
Why did Josh Allen throw the football down to the floor?
Why did what?
Why did Josh Allen throw the football down to the floor?
Because
why? I don't know.
Talk louder.
Because he forwarded and then he quit it.
All right.
I thought it was going to be because he diarrhea. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, knowing Bill Dan. That's where his mind's at these days.
Why didn't you get at the crossroads playground? Okay.
To get to the baby chicken playground.
No, he can't play well, and he's flooded.
Okay.
All right. Enough of the potty talk.
This is what all the jokes are. All of them
That's
are,
right.
All of them are for.
They're all fart, poop, stuff like that. Because Because in the end, waka waka. Because in the end, farts are funny. That's what we're gonna leave it for everybody.
That's right. That's why I bought Bill Dan a whoopee cushion.
Always laugh at farts. Don't take them too seriously.
I have a gum hand. I have a gum.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
I have a gum thumb.
Yes, you do. All right, guys.
All right.
We'll talk to you later. We'll see you next Sunday, everybody. In the meantime, keep feeding them. Bye, Cater. Bye-bye. Love you.
Bye.